Hey, today we're going to talk about the remake of The Invisible Man. What? You can't see me? Give me a minute. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is doing well out there. And today I finally got to see the remake of The Invisible Man, Lee Winnell's version of The Invisible Man this weekend. I purchased it on iTunes. It's available for $14.99. It's available across all platforms, whatever you choose to use. And my wife and I sat down and watched this Friday night. We watched it, and I liked it, but we'll get into it a little bit. Now, as we know, Universal tried to start a dark universe, and the first film we got was The Mummy with Tom Cruise, which did not do well at the box office. That's an understatement, but it didn't do well at the box office. Now, I had some fun with that film, but it definitely had its problems, and I think Universal, and I think we can all agree on this, put the cart before the horse in terms of this dark universe, which would have been thrilling to get, but you got to wait to see if the movie does any good before you can plan. They were planning an Invisible Man, I think, with Johnny Depp. They were planning a Bride of Frankenstein movie and all these other films, and it's like, you got to wait and see if this works. And I think it was a mistake to bring, I love Tom Cruise, don't get me wrong, but I think it was a mistake to bring him in for that film. I think the budget was way too high for a monster film. It's like, you don't have to go that big. Now, we can go back to the Brendan Fraser Mummy. I enjoyed those first two films with Brendan Fraser. They're fun, and Stephen Sommers made it basically a roller coaster ride of a monster film. But they should have went smaller. They should have kept the budget around $40 to $50 million, use sets like they used to back in the day, and make an R-rated horror film, or even PG-13. But I would want more serious instead of a more over-the-top action film. Here comes Lee Winnell and Blumhouse to do a remake. Universal gave them the chance to do it. Lee Winnell had a $7 million budget, and upon release back in February, it made $64 million in the U.S. and $122 million worldwide. Unfortunately, it got yanked from the theaters when everything got shut down. I was going to go see it in the theaters, and this is another film I missed out on because every theater got shut down. But anyway, Lee Winnell wrote and directed this film, and we all know Lee Winnell from Saw. He helped write that movie, and he was a co-star in the film. And he's worked with James Wan on Dead Silence, which I really like, is an underrated film. I know they got messed with by the studio, but I like Dead Silence anyway. And I love his last film, Upgrade. I absolutely love that film. If you've never seen Upgrade, check it out. It kicks ass. And in this film, we have Elizabeth Moss as Cecilia, Oliver Jackson Cohen as Adrian, and Dallas Hodge as James. Cecilia is, right at the beginning of the movie, I'm not going to spoil this film because it's brand new, but I'm just going to give a general plot. And for the trailer, you already know, but I'll go over it here. Cecilia, at the beginning of the film, we're introduced to Elizabeth Moss. It's nighttime, and she wakes up out of bed, and she's getting her stuff, and she's getting ready to sneak out of the house. We don't know why yet, but if you saw the trailer, you'd know why. And her sister picks her up on this road, this dirt road, and Adrian shows up, punches his fist to the window, they take off. And here we find out she was in an abusive relationship, and she decided to get out. And her sister helped her with it. And then we find out that Adrian committed suicide, which she does not buy because he was too much of a narcissist to do such a thing. But his brother, who's also his lawyer, says, nope, I have the ashes right over there. He's dead. And you're going to get $5 million, and her stipulations. I'm not going to get into it. And all of a sudden, weird things start to happen, little things that are driving Cecilia, for people to think Cecilia is going insane or not handling what has happened to her very well. And her friend, James, played by Dallas Hodge, takes her in and lets her stay at his house. And she's like really becoming paranoid that somebody is in the house or somebody's doing things. And as the movie goes on, obviously the movie's called The Invisible Man. Obviously, the movie goes on. Adrian has figured out a way to make himself invisible. That's what she believes, and he's messing with her. But nobody wants to believe her. So that's the crux of the situation for the movie. And it really plays well. Elizabeth Moss is really fantastic here. And you would think she's insane. And you could actually make a movie, a twist ending that she was insane the whole time. I think that would have been a cool twist as well. But it's the Invisible Man, and there has to be a monster. And in this case, Adrian is the monster. Now, there's a lot of twists and turns, and there's one scene, I am not going to give it away, about halfway through the film, that was a total WTF moment. When it happened, I was like, I even said out loud, I was like, holy shit. I wasn't expecting it. It was a scene you didn't expect. I love when things like that happen that take you off guard, and it's definitely one of those scenes. You'll know it when you see it if you've never seen the film. But I literally said, "Oh shit," out loud. My wife started laughing. She goes, "Yeah, I didn't expect that either." But it was definitely, it came out of nowhere. Lee Winnell does a nice job of this film. He directed the shit out of Upgrade, and I love that film on the budget he had. Here he had a $7 million budget. The movie looks like it cost 5 times that amount, and his direction's on point. And I would even say it's a bit Hitchcockian. Sorry, can't talk. And he does really well with the suspense. I mean, there's a lot of scenes with Cecilia in a room and a lot of the camera just looking and panning around the room. And you're almost, and you know the guy, if there is an invisible man, and there is, it's an invisible man, but you're almost looking at the room to see if anything's off, just to see if he's there. And he does a nice job with that throughout the film. And the way it ended, I was completely satisfied with. I really enjoyed this film. Is there any critiques of it? I do think it could have been cut down a little bit from a 2 hours and 2 minutes. I think it's a little overly long. I think you could have lost 10 minutes out of this film. I really do believe that. But I'm not the filmmaker. He had a vision. I think from what I heard, it sounds like he got his vision on film. The movie's 2 hours and 4 minutes. Again, I think it could have lost 10 minutes. But still, it's a very enjoyable, very suspenseful film. Hats off to Lee Winnell. He really did a great job, and I can't wait to see what he does next. Some people say, there's rumors that he might write and direct an Escape from New York remake. I'd be on board with that. I like Lee Winnell enough as a filmmaker that I would trust him with that property. And I can't say that about a whole lot of people because I love Escape from New York and Kurt Russell's portrayal of Snake Plissken. So we'll see what happens, but that's still up in the air. But yeah, as for The Invisible Man, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I do think it's a little long, and there could have been a little bit more action. But overall, I had a really nice time with it. 8 out of 10 for The Invisible Man for me. Have you seen The Invisible Man? Let me know down below in the comment section. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I'd appreciate any one of those 3. And you all take care of yourselves out there, and I'll be back soon to another review. Thanks. Bye.